Reported that negotiations have started toward a new CBA. What exactly is at stake this year? Can you just explain that first?
Yeah, the NBA, the Players Association, they've got a meeting today here in Boston to start talking about that. Now, there's always conversations going on between the union and the league, talks that set up the bigger talks. But listen, in the short term, both sides can opt out of this current deal, which goes through 2024. They can both opt out in December and give the other side 1 year notice. Hey, in December 2023, our deal expires. In a perfect world, I think the league and the union would like to see if they could get a new deal hammered out before December. Now, that may or may not be possible. I think for the NBA, the union, they've been in constant conversations and constant agreement on a lot of issues. Going back through the pandemic, they've had to change and make a lot of changes short term in the CBA because of loss of revenue, all those things. They know how to talk to each other. But I think when you start to look at the big issues in this coming year, and I think both sides are still holding the cards a little bit closer to the vest with each other. But I think when Adam Silver keeps talking about shortening the season, a mid-season tournament, is there a way, I think it'll be a conversation certainly, is there a way to keep revenue or even grow revenue by playing fewer regular season games, but whether it's sponsorships, television, around the midseason tournament, can that change? I think that the league's template, certainly one and done, that one's been on the back burner. Essentially one and done's been held up on one thing. The union and the agents do not want to allow the teams to have physicals of the players coming into the draft. The teams say if we're going to keep drafting guys younger, we need to see their medical information before we decide on them. The agents, the union, they're in a position where they can keep certain teams from getting information that perhaps they don't want their player drafted by. That's what's held up one and done. One and done would have already been, the high school players would be in the draft if they could figure that out. And I think competitive balance from the league's point of view, listen, Zach wrote about this, and you look at that payroll in Golden State and luxury tax and the way it is going to continue to skyrocket when they have to re-sign Jordan Poole. Another team in the league, if they had to re-sign Jordan Poole, they'd say, okay, we've got to trade Clay or Draymond. We can't pay all of them.
Sure.
Golden State's going to pay all of them. And I think the smaller market teams, certainly, they're looking at the landscape of this league, and you see these two big market teams in these finals and saying, is there, in our discussions with the union, is there a way to create more competitive balance? Now, the union's going to say to them, hey, you guys figure that out in revenue sharing. That's not our problem. So there's a lot to talk about. I do think there's reason for optimism. I think both of you, these sides know how to, I think structurally, fundamentally, the league and the Players Association agree on the model they have. When you looked at problems in baseball, they couldn't even agree on what the model looks like.
You could see the baseball strike or blockout happening 18 months out. We do have a new executive director and a new head of the Players Association, CJ McCollum, our colleague here at ESPN.
Yep, and Tamika.
But, so there's a little bit of uncertainty there, but as Woj is saying, there's a real sense of let's get this done, even though there are issues to address that I don't foresee trouble, knock on wood.
Well, and that's something that's been interesting to follow over the last several months as we've looked towards other leagues and some of the issues that they've run into. We haven't seen that with the NBA, especially because they've been in lockstep going through all of these difficult issues. But it just goes to show we're here at the finals, and these conversations, they are still ongoing. Woj, Brian, Zach, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.